Okay, everybody. Hey, welcome to our webinar. Man, this is March 20. Geez, I don't even remember what day it is anymore. Glenn, what day are we in today, man? I
I
literally
believe,
got
I
home at
believe,
like
I
1
believe
a.m.
it's either March 23rd or March 24th. But the best part that we're here, we show up and we are ready to go.
Amen, brother. Amen. My plane landed, and that's all that's important. It made it home in one piece. All right. Well, listen, we're here today to talk to you guys about a couple things that are happening in the marketing space.
Yes.
Webinars. Well, we're on a webinar, but we're going to talk to you about landing pages as well as funnels, kind of explain some of the differences, explain some of the reasons why the landing page is becoming a lot more effective, why a lot of people are transitioning more into using landing pages, and some ways to generate, customers, right? Because ultimately that's what we're all looking for, Glenn, right? We're looking for new customers and new clients. So
That's it.
let's start off. Let me just I'm going to show you a picture of the infamous, handsome Glenn, and then what I'll do is I'll let him introduce himself real quick. So there's your slide, and then we'll go right to Glenn, and he can say hello. How's it going, Glenn?
I'm doing amazing, man. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here because I love sharing the stuff that is working. My name is Glenn Torres. I am a Grant Cardone licensee, also a elite coach and mentor, and I simply just like helping homeowners. Talking about homeowners from our morning class. Actually, business owners. I meant to say entrepreneurs, individuals that are struggling in finding customers. That's where I come in and I help you. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, helping you to find new clients. So that's what I like to do. I'm obsessed with marketing. And when I realized that marketing is senior to sales, I started working in marketing better because it makes the sales process easier. So I'm excited to be here. Go ahead, and David, what do you got?
There he is, Mr. Glenn Torres, right there. Yeah, listen, we all got to work on getting more clear on our messaging as well, which is what we're talking about here. So be super, super clear on who it is you serve, how you serve them, what your product does for them, and that's ultimately what we're going to be talking about as well. My name is David Hill, and what I do is I help salespeople, I help business owners, I help entrepreneurs that struggle with objections, struggle with closing the sale. I help them market better. I help them close more sales. I help them communicate better. And ultimately, I help them close more sales and make more money. That's what we do, my friends. We wrap marketing around your sales process. I'm 37 years in sales. I mean, if you want to see a couple of my accolades, you can see I'm a Grant Cardone licensee. I was a trainer for one of the largest real estate brands in the world for a bunch of years. I used to go around and teach. Before that, I was with Dale Carnegie, which is a course I took for a couple of years on effective communication. You would think I'd be a better communicator, but it's always a work in progress, right? And I also, one of my favorite things is that my podcast, guys. I host a podcast called Path to Mastery, which we've had 321 episodes released as of Monday. Guests include Gary Vee, Mel Robbins, Grant Cardone's been on 3 times. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. Love the podcast. So a little bit more about me. I'm glad you guys are here today. And as we mentioned, we're going to get into some marketing for you today. That's our goal here today, is to talk to you about some ways to find new customers. And the stuff we're talking about right now is from the marketing execution workshop, and as well as bringing Glenn and I's extensive experience, combining it with Grant and Alan and Jared and everybody else that does this at a high level, and we're bringing that to you. We also want to let you guys know at the very end, we want you to know there's going to be an amazing, ridiculous offer that you want to hang around for, where we're not only going to give you a 2-day workshop where you can build out your marketing, your message, but we're going to actually build a custom 2-step funnel for you to have somebody build the caliber funnel that Glenn and I build. You would pay more than $1,500 for that. Go look at our funnels. You signed up through one just to get here. That's the quality stuff we're building. So that anyway, we're going to talk to you at the end. I just want to let you guys know you don't want to bounce out at the end when we start talking about the opportunity. This is what we're going to talk more about. All right. So Glenn, why don't you talk to us about the monetization map?
Monetization map is vital. It starts with the message. Your message has to be clear. It has to be simple and it has to be direct. A lot of times we get stuck in the technical and we want to go ahead and throw like some fancy words, but we need to understand that not because we understand what we're talking about, your client, your prospect is going to understand it. So we had to be so simple and so clear in your message. So when you deliver that message, they will understand exactly how you can help them. Now, from the message, we're going to build the content. From the content, we'll build an offer that you can offer for your audience. Then we're going to talk about conversions, distribution, whether it's organic or paid, and then we're going to build a strategy so you can deliver that message.
And then everything we talk about today really comes down to, okay, we're assuming, and I shouldn't assume that, but I know a lot of us, this is why the workshop we're talking about is going to be really important at the end, but we need to craft our message so we're super clear on what it is we do and who we serve with that. So the message is critical, but then it's like, okay, how do I get it in front of people, right? Like get my content in front of people. So that's what we're talking about today. We're really talking about the distribution part today. Okay, like how do we distribute it? How do we get it in front of eyeballs? How do we get it in front of our ideal client, our avatar, the person that wants to do business with you? Like that's the real question. So Glenn, this is one of my favorite GC quotes, man. If you are not completely clear on who you are and what you offer, how could you expect your client to be? Glenn, talk to us about that, man.
It's think about it. When you read this, it's powerful. It's such a powerful question that you got to ask yourself, because you need to be clear on your message. And I include that with myself. I've been crafting my message and crafting so I can make it so clear and so simple and so understandable, so my audience knows exactly how can I help them. It's all about them. It's not even about me. It's about them. So I need to make sure that I'm clear with my message, so they could be clear and see how is that I can help them.
Yeah, and you know, something that really occurred to me, Glenn, you and I just spent 2 days in the certification.
Yes.
And you know, the Hope, who runs her company's called Mother Trucker Yoga. Like what a cool name for Mother Trucker Yoga, right? She's really branded herself. And her clients are truck drivers.
Yep.
And what she does is she goes and she helps truck drivers that are, you know, they're all day they're sitting. So they're not super healthy. They don't eat healthy, most of them. They're not exercising. So she helps them with yoga, helps them with fitness. And she's like, I was so tempted to just go after everybody with my message. Like, I am just a yoga instructor for people that are sedentary, right? But when what she did was she went really specific, and she went to an event and she talked about what she did at the event. I help truck drivers. And she thought, well, geez, if I only say I help truck drivers, isn't that going to limit me? But then what she shared was one of my biggest takeaways, because she said at the end of the event, somebody came up to her, and he was part of the Association for Airline Pilots. And he said to her, hey, I'm curious, could you also do that for airline pilots? And she was like, yeah, of course I could do that for airline pilots. But it's interesting because, you know, I do the same thing. Like, I want to go super deep and like, I can help everybody in the world, but I really can't help everybody in the world. And the reason that we're going to talk to you in a minute about this, but this is what Grant says: if you're not completely clear on who you are and what you offer, you'll never expect your client to be. You want your client to be like, yes, that's me. And then you're going to have your client that is going to pay you whatever you're asking. And then what will happen is you'll find other people will then seek you out and say, hey, what you do makes a lot of sense, and that would work for me and my client. So anyway, I just thought that was really powerful. I love that. Such a great example, because it opened my mind. Yeah.
It is powerful. And the fact that she also went ahead and helped the pilots, right? Because it was an opportunity, and she saw that she was able to help them, but she didn't change her message or her business practice. She stayed on her lane because she knows her audience and she knows her message. So let's get to it.
I think, I think it's an important point too, because when my real estate business blew up, Glenn, it was when I decided I was going to focus on the listing side of the business. And I completely stopped working with buyers, and then my business tripled. You would think it'd be the opposite, because it's like, well, all of a sudden I'm not going to take buyers anymore, so I'm giving away half my business. It didn't work like that. Now I became an expert with sellers. I was known for the listing side of the business. Not only did sellers want to work with me more because I was a specialist, but other people started referring listings to me. So it helped us blow up. Let's jump here for a minute. I want to talk about this funnel. The number one is we talk about branding and traffic. Why don't you break this down a little bit for us, Glenn?
Let's do it. So this is actually like a graphic in the one that describes what is the steps on a sales funnel, and also people are calling it these days also landing pages. Obviously, on the top of the funnel, all we want to do is attract traffic. All we want to do is provide something for the audience, that clear message that they raise their hands, and you want to drive them to your funnel so they can give you their information for something that you're going to give them. For example, you can do a simple ebook. You can do a simple presentation about your business, about who you are, who do you help, what is that you do, and how can you do it for them, right? So you could craft a simple PDF, you could do a presentation, you could do an ebook, and then you want to drive that traffic into the funnel just to build your list, just to build a list of prospects and leads of your customers. That's the whole point of the top of the funnel. So you want to offer something very valuable for your audience, for your customers, so they'll raise their hands. They're identified with the solution that you are providing, and you drive into your you drive it to your funnel, and the whole purpose of that is for them to give them your information, and you start building your list. And now you have a prospect, you have a customer, you have a lead interested in your services, and now it's time to follow up. What do you got?
And you bring it. Well, I'm going to bring you back to this, everybody, because this is such an important slide, because this is the clarity that gets people to register here at the top.
Yes.
If you're super clear, like for me, right? What I do is I help salespeople and entrepreneurs and business owners who struggle with handling objections at the close, right? To communicate better. All right, and ultimately connect with their clients, close the sale, right? Make more. So what I'm doing is I'm talking to people right now that say, wow, every time I'm in a seller process, I get really nervous. I'm not really sure what to say. And then I'm not able to close, right? I leave without the sale. Like it's going to resonate with that. Now there's going to be a lot of people that are like, I don't need that. Like, shit, I'm really great. Fine, that's fine. I'm not looking for them right now. I'm looking for the people that resonate. So they're going to, whatever I'm offering, Glenn, for free, they're going to be like, I want that checklist. I want that ebook. I want that how-to kit. That's exactly what we're talking about with that when we're talking about top funnel. The other thing you guys need to understand is that the higher up on the funnel, the more money it's going to cost to acquire this person. Okay, so this is also a process. So it doesn't, you can't expect somebody just, they sign up for your funnel, and then all of a sudden the next day you're married to the person, and they're spending 25 grand with you. I mean, every once in a while it happens. It's usually a process where, they check out your ebook, they get something else. Maybe they see a couple more emails. And that's why if you look at this process, it starts at the top and goes down through the steps. And then at the end, after you've established, as Glenn says, some number two, Glenn, I'll let you take over right here is.
Yes. So once you drive into your traffic, they already raised their hands. They know you can give them something to solve a problem that they might be having on their business or in their personal life or in the financial aspect, right? So now you are in the process of building trust. Okay. You're building trust. You gave them something that they can use valuable in exchange of their contact, right? And now it's time to, show them something more valuable, like we're doing right now. We could do a webinar. You could do a seminar, workshops. give, because by you giving them more information and by them using that information and implementing that information, they're going to see results. So automatically that will build trust. What do you got on that, David?
And well, because and then the more that they see you, the more that you're consistent, the more you keep showing up, right? That's the reality. The more you show up and you're consistent, the more trust. You know, I know Andy who's on the call. We've had a few calls with us. He doesn't know us that well, but he keeps showing up to our webinars, right? We've got other people that, you know, Victor, we met Victor at a live event. We had a few more conversations. Now Victor's coming up to hang out with us in Massachusetts. So what ends up happening is we end up over time building trust, which then leads us into a relationship with somebody, and then we can do business with somebody, right? And that's how it goes. And then it has to be a win-win though, right? In the end, I don't want someone to just give me money. I want someone to say, hey, I'm winning. My business is growing. You're bringing things into my business that are helping me grow. And that's ultimately what we're talking about right here. So it ends up building revenue, but for both of us, win-win, right? It brings us right into that. And then it brings us to the fifth one, right? So I'll have you jump right back in over here, Glenn, on number 5.
So you build the trust, you build the relationship, you see they engaging with you, you having a relationship with them, whether it's in a webinar, you see them liking your content, you see them using your stuff, and then you build a relationship. Now is the time to build a business, to build a fans. So you give them something for free, you build the trust, you have a relationship, and now at this point is the point to actually present, to close the sale, to resell. Okay, so right now we're in a process that like they know what I do, they know who I am, they know exactly who I help, and they know how can I do it for them. At this point, we can go into a conversation and actually demonstrate them what is that exactly you have to offer for them to take advantage of your offer. And then that's when the exchange come in place.
Yeah, and this is the best place, honestly, for everybody. Because listen, here's what ends up happening. Here's what ends up happening here, right? You get to a place now where people are actually referring you to other people. Okay, people are saying, hey, you need to check this product out. Like our membership, the majority of our clients that have been coming in lately to our real estate university are people that are being referred by other members. Like, hey, I'm getting results from this. So what we're doing now, which is another takeaway I had, is we're creating an affiliate for all of our members. Now they will have their own link. So if somebody signs up through them, they'll get a 20% commission on everybody so not only we want to help them pour into people, but we want to give them an opportunity to actually be rewarded financially going forward. That was another one of my takeaways, is creating the affiliate. So I jumped ahead with a slide, but let me go back to the slideshow real quick, because Glenn, I want you to kind of, this is mind numbing. Like I see this and I'm just like, I can't mess around with it, right? But this is like your space right here, right?
Yes,
figuring this stuff out.
This is what I love to do right here. So think about it. This is how the process works. And we talked about this in the monetization map. Okay, it could either be organic traffic or it could be paid traffic. If you look on the left side, we have Google ads, we got Google search, we got emails, we got Facebook, and also we got Facebook ads. So what that's representing right there on the left side is all that traffic that you are driving to your landing page or sales funnel. Now, that traffic that is going there is people that raise their hand. They say, listen, I'm interested in what you have. I want it. I want your help. I need your help. Okay, so at that point, on that first one, in this case, it's a dental checkup landing page. Somebody's going to go to a dental checkup. They need it, obviously. They saw the ad, whether it was paid or organic. They go into the landing page, and now they are in the funnel. So the landing page, most likely they're presenting them how can that dentist help their teeth and their health through their teeth. And then it goes to a thank you page. Most likely it's a confirmation page. But you see how it splits, and it goes into adding to a list, and then a tag goes on into that person, into that contact. And it also splits into the dental lead. Go ahead.
So Glenn, see, this is what happens with Glenn. He's going in the weeds with all this stuff.
Yeah,
So, so listen, there's a lot here. We're
yeah,
gonna share the slideshow with you guys, but we just want to see all the detail in order for
yep,
this to work. Because the ideal goal is you don't have to think about this.
yep,
Once somebody goes in, right? I see your head shake. If you agree with me, shake your heads or give like once somebody comes in and registers, you want automation to kick in. Like
yeah,
Glenn builds all this stuff in the background. So they're getting the email reminder, they're getting an
yep,
invite in your CRM to call them, or like it'll set a link. So Steve, if you have a salesperson like I have Steve, that's probably called a lot of you guys, he automatically gets notified to call
yep,
you. I don't have to say, hey, Steve, somebody signed up for our registration for our webinar, call him. No, he gets a notification when someone signs up. And so you want to build a system like this for yourself. So Glenn,
yeah.
I appreciate you. I know you're going to spend the whole next 30 minutes
I
going through all this because you love this stuff. But listen, I want to show them is it all right if we show them an example of one of
please,
our
please,
webinars? All right. So
please,
so
please.
so talk to them about this one right here, Glenn.
So look at this. Most of you guys came through here, okay? When you came into this page, we are giving you exactly what are you gonna get on this webinar, right? And there's only one thing, one action that you could do. I don't have a homepage. We don't have a contact us or about us or something else. It's only one call to action, and it's for you to secure your seat for this free webinar. And that's the same thing that you got to start implementing in your business with your landing pages and sales funnels. Give them what they're looking for, but just give them one option, one action to take. Because what's happening, websites have too many options, and a confused mind, it doesn't take action. So what ended up happening, like you paying for advertising, you drive people to your website, they go in there, they see what they're looking for, and they bounce, they out. And you ended up with no leads. You spend the money driving the traffic there or the energy, right? And then boom, you don't have no leads. So this is why these landing pages and sales funnels are super important.
Yeah, man. I threw another example up here. This is the
Yep,
one we built for Armando.
yep,
We're also launching this for a few other real estate agents right now. That's it. People go here. There's one thing they can do.
yep,
It's get your ebook. Okay. The people that are going here, they're thinking about selling their house in the spring. Okay. And that message can be changed every 3 months or 6 months or whatever you want. That's easy. But having a place where people go and in exchange for your ebook that's going to provide value to them, help them with a problem they're dealing with,
yes.
they give you their email address. Now, here's the magic to this. What we need to do next time, Glenn, is show them the second page, because once we have the email address, now it gives you all the stuff. Like there's an example right here. Like I'm
Yes,
saying, we'll show you Armando's second page, but this is like now it'll show you
yes,
everything else that's available. But we don't
yeah,
do that first. First, we only show them this because we want their information.
mm-hmm,
This is the mistake that websites make.
mm-hmm,
They go there, they're like, oh, that's very nice. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, my goodness, they're doing this. And oh, gosh, testimony. And next thing you know, they're like, they forget why they're there. They get confused. They don't do anything. They leave. With the
yes.
one step, a custom landing page, there's one action they can take. It simplifies life. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If that makes sense, in the chat, everybody give us a yes or a thumbs up or something if that makes a lot of sense to you. Glenn, anything else you want to add on this before we jump forward?
No, I mean, everything is being said. Pretty much, just focus on narrowing down your audience, drive the traffic to your landing page, and the ones that you're gonna give them value, just for an exchange of an email, maybe a phone number or a name, so you can just follow up with that prospect that raised their hand. Now, the second step, that's the step that you get to brag about yourself, how awesome you are. What is that you do? Who do you help? You wanna help. And so in that second step, that's the one that you get to brag about yourself. So in that second step, you want to offer them something else for free. It could be a free consultation. It could be a free strategy section, 10, 15 minutes. And you got to think about it. The more you give, the better. The more value you bring, the more trust, the more building relationship you will have.
Yeah. So just to show you, I mean, this is your typical website. You go there, there's a lot of information. It's fine if you go in there to look for something and buy something. But
Mhm.
again, this is a different, there's a different meta philosophy behind this. There's a fundamental is okay. I'm bringing you here because I'm helping you land on a page where we're going to give you what you want and you're going to exchange for your contact information. Okay,
Yes.
now some of you guys may be okay with just an email. I know Armando is. I actually want email and phone number. That's my preference. All
Mhm.
right. The phone number does not have to be mandatory though, but obviously the email has to be mandatory because if they don't
Yes.
give you the right email address, they're not going to get. And the reason I say that is because I like calling. I like to
Yeah.
give them a call. So when somebody registers, I'm gonna have my guy Steve reach out to them. All right, so again, just example of some different sites, nice looking sites, but again, people come here, it can be confusing. We don't want to confuse people. We want to say, okay, you came here for something. Here's the thing
Yeah.
you came for. Get your thing, and then move on. And then after they get their thing, then we're going to show them some additional stuff like this. All
Love it.
right.
Love it.
Real quick, I just want to, so I'm on YouTube, David Hill Coach. I'm
Mhm.
going to ask you to do me a favor and check out my YouTube channel because this is where I'm always posting content, content on like creating a gap method video. Okay, because this is another webinar Glenn and I are going to be doing in the next week or so. We're
Yes.
going to teach you the content that brings people to these funnels, to these landing pages, because nobody's just going to usually find it. You have to market it the right way, either organically or paid. But there's going to be messages that bring people to the funnels.
Yes.
For instance, the 7 most important things you need to know before hiring a digital agency, or the 5 things you must do before putting your house on the market in the spring, or whatever it is, or how to get the most money for your house. These are the types of, or the gap method, right? Tried to sell your home in the past, it didn't sell. Well, now we have a solution for you. So I'm teaching you on YouTube these types of this different type of messaging that's going to help drive people to your funnels, to your landing pages, to your websites in some cases. So make sure you check out, follow my YouTube channel. This is an example right here of a video that we cut the fat. I took
Yes.
this from 41-second video to a 19-second video. As a 41, the exact same video. As the 41-second video, it did like 60 views over like 7 days. As a 19-second video, it did almost 14,000 views over 7 days. All I did was get concise, cut out any unnecessary words, and YouTube loves that. So I
Yes.
tell everybody, I keep arguing with my clients, like, you have to do more on YouTube. Everybody goes to YouTube, my friends. Glenn, you and I need to do a class on YouTube. I think that's one of the
I
things
would
we want
love
to
to.
start talking
I would
about
love
going
to
soon.
because YouTube is a place that everybody goes to learn. And obviously, people go there to look for something, and the same thing happens. There's so much going on. They'll go in there for something and they see something else on the right side. Boom, they jump to something else. But the reason that David's video blew up so much is because he got very precise with that message, very clear what he was gonna deliver, and he also made it shorter. Okay. Another tip that I want to give you guys, if you guys gonna go into YouTube, make your videos shorter, like David. Have a clear message, and also ask for the people's opinion about your video, about what you delivering, because what happened is this: while
Yeah.
they're typing their comments and their thoughts, that video is looping in the back, and what it tells the algorithm is that it has 100% of viewing. So what happens is they'll push that video even more. So, and that's how you get those amazing results that David is getting right now every single day.
Yeah, man. Well, I also I'm taking it really serious. That's for
Yeah,
sure. So I'm really
that's
pouring
absolutely.
into YouTube. YouTube and Facebook seem to be where my clients are. That's where I invest the majority of my time. So just excited about that. All right. So listen, we're gonna get you into Q&A in a few minutes.
Yep.
Again, I am Glenn and I are both we're both certified 10x coaches.
Yes.
Elite coaches. There's only 21 of us right now. They just had a certification, so I'm guessing there'll be probably another 4 or 5 after, by next week. But we're certified in this. We teach this curriculum. We do the workshops, the sales workshop, the marketing workshop, which we have coming up in a few weeks, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the workshop. But before I just want to, and then we're going to get you into some Q&A. So if you have questions, write down your questions so you don't
Yes.
forget them, because we really want to keep this as interactive as possible. In 2012, I was a real estate agent. I was getting assigned listings from Chase Bank, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, and I had gotten this assignment in Worcester, Mass. It was a 4-unit on Lockswood Street, and I was at the time thinking about investing in real estate. So I get this 4-unit assignment. It was only for $240,000. I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. So I talked to the bank, and the bank's like, okay, we'll let you, as long as you show it and bring it through the process. If you want to buy it, we'll let you buy it. So I knew I could have bought the property for $240,000. All right. Now the property itself, although I could have bought it for $240,000, it needed about $150,000 to get it livable. Now I had it tied up. I could have bought it. I had never done a property like that before. At the time, I had only bought one condo, and last minute, I got super nervous. So what I did was I called a friend of mine, Mike Rajay, and I said, Mike, I got this property tied up. It's only $240,000. Do you want to buy it? I said, it's going to be mint when you're done with it. You need about $150. He said, yeah, he bought the property. Okay. Now I got scared. I gave him the property. I took at the time, it was a nice commission because I was getting both sides of the transaction, because I was a listing agent. For you real estate agents to understand what I'm talking about. So I ended up with about a $14,000 commission. And I'll tell you what, at the time, I was so happy with that $14,000 commission. Now, let me jump forward. Last year, Mike had me go meet with him, and he wanted to get an idea of what, he's thinking about selling the property. The same 4-unit. He paid $250,000. He paid $240,000, put $150,000 into it. So he into it for $490,000. Okay. Last year we did an appraisal on this property. This property right now is worth $850,000. I want you to think about this. He paid $490,000. It's worth $850,000 right now. It's mint, and it's produced for over $200,000 in rental income in the last 10 years for him. Now, the reason I'm sharing the story is because to me, that was a huge wake up moment. Okay. Like for me, I had it. I got nervous. I got scared. I was not used to that. I was not used to spending money. I never had any investments like that. And I says, I'm just going to take the $14,000 commission. I'm going to do the easy thing. And I was happy at the time. And here's the thing that just is wild about it. Like we both sat at the exact same closing at the table. We sat at the same table. We both signed paperwork. Okay. 12 years later, the same paperwork, the same closing. I made $14,000. He made almost $800,000. I mean, if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. What it tells you, we should be investing in real estate is one thing we learned from that. But the second thing is, man, don't let fear get in the way of bigger things, So now my wife and I, we're trying to buy right now a 33-unit. So we're excited. We're working a deal on a 33-unit. We have a 24-unit that we bought a couple years ago with a couple other people. But that's where I started. So the reason I'm sharing that story is because I know there's a lot of you guys that are like, man, this funnel thing sounds pretty good. And I'm kind of interested in it. But yeah, I don't know. I've never done this before. I don't even know if I know you guys that well, or I don't know if this is going to work. And then you're just going to say, forget about it. And the problem is going to be, this is becoming so mainstream right now. Like Keller Williams just had their big event. I'm not at Keller Williams anymore, but a lot of people told me they were on stage talking about now using funnels and landing pages in the real estate space. So I'm just going to challenge you guys. If this is something that sounds like, wow, I want to implement this in my business, and don't let fear stop you, because you don't have to have the same type of regret that I have, right? Mm-hmm. Like I made $14,000. Somebody else that did the same exact investment as me made almost $700,000, close to $800,000 on the exact same transaction. So, I mean, again, it's just a huge, huge lesson. Glenn, anything you want to add to that particular point? I
But
think
you know
it's
what?
an important point.
Absolutely. And you know, sometimes we don't take action because we don't have the right information. We don't have the right knowledge. Sometimes we do get the wrong information and we take action with the wrong information and then we get no results and then we get frustrated. And then everything else from that point, oh, that's a scam. Oh, that doesn't work. And this and
It's
that.
fear,
But what
man.
it is, you know, what we're bringing you today is the right information for you to take the information, go implement it, get results, and then do it again.
Yeah, man. I have so many other stories like that, but that's the one I wanted to share today. So just real quick, and then we're going to get you guys into Q&A.
Yeah.
This is what Glenn has created. Glenn and I together created a system where we're going to build out a funnel for you if you're interested. Okay, we're going to teach you how to use the funnel. We're going to teach you how to generate the traffic, who the traffic should be. I mean, Glenn, you tell them about
It's
this, and then we want to get into Q&A.
Yeah, it's actually very simple. It goes like this. If you are struggling in finding new customers, this is the solution for you. And I'm going to say it one more time. If you're struggling in finding new clients, this is the solution for you. And this is why we share with you this, because we see it, we have implemented it in our businesses, we're helping other businesses doing it as well, and they see the results. So this is why we're sharing this powerful information. Take advantage of it and don't let it go. I mean, opportunities come into your life. You have to be ready to take that opportunity and run with it.
Amen, brother. Amen, man. Go back to that. That's one of the critical moments in my life where I could have taken opportunity, fear got in the way, and I didn't. And so anyway, not going to happen again. All right, well, let's go into some Q&A. Love to hear some questions.
Let's
Who
do it.
has questions either in, I love it. Somebody put in the chat, false evidence appearing real. I love that, Marilyn. Thank you. It's so true. All right, let's hear it. We either on mic and just say, hey, here's my name, here's my question. Yes, who's this?
Okay, but great information. I love it because this is exactly what we're embarking upon now, my partner Bill and I. So last night I was on a room and I had two really great shares from people who are number one marketing experts and another gentleman who's called the point developer or something. I don't know. But whatever, they went directly to my landing page from Instagram. And they told me how I could improve it and how I can make it better, and that make it easier for people to go in and see how to buy quickly the point of purchase. So what they recommended to me, and this is a share, was I said, well, okay, how about repeat customers? Okay, this was something because I sell a product. Besides my service of performing, I sell my product of my pasta sauces. So I said, well, how are you working with getting the customers who already bought from you to return to keep buying your products? I said, well, let me know what your thoughts are on that. So they said to me, one of the gentlemen, I guess his name was PJ or JP, whatever, he said, well, how about tracking them with the QR code? He didn't realize I already had a QR code on my labels. He said,
so Andy, I'm just going to jump in just because I want to keep us on point.
Oh, yeah,
I appreciate where you're going with it, but this is really geared, like, you don't need landing pages or QR codes for your current customers, right? You already had their contact information.
Yes.
What we're talking about today, and this is why this is important to be really clear, Andy, and I don't mean to cut you off. What we're talking about today is generating new customers, new business, right? So, I mean, if we're talking about, yeah, of course, re-engaging current clients, critically important. But I want to keep focused on this specific topic today is really generating new customers. So do you have anybody have a question, or you, like, with regards to what we're talking about today with new
well, yeah. So your experience, and the question would be then, how would I generate new customers since it's a product as opposed to a service through what I'm doing at the moment?
Okay, that's a fair question. We'd have to obviously look at what you're doing with your current setup and figure out how do we, I mean, Glenn, you want to speak to that?
Yes, I mean, Chef, when we first spoke maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, we got on the call, we talked about different options. I went ahead and took a look of your website because that's exactly what I do. And I did a small audit. And what I noticed, it was, you have a beautiful website, you got your products, you got yourself in there, presenting yourself, you sharing your story, but there's too many things going on. So I went in, I clicked on everything, and I left. Now, if you think about the same process that we're doing, you're already driving traffic to your website. How about adding one step before people go into your website? And this is
That's right.
exactly what we're talking about, which is landing pages and funnels. And how about if you give them a simple recipe as a chef, or maybe give them something that they get value from yourself for a free information, and then you can take them to your website and let them get lost. It
So,
goes back to what we're
'cause
talking about. Go ahead,
I
David.
want to just bring us back to this. Hold on. Oh, I didn't realize we were sharing the screen. Let me bring us back to this slide right here. For some reason, I thought we were talking, but you guys were looking at. So this is the slide that exactly what. So right now we're really at the top of this.
Mhm.
Like this is what we're talking about today. Like attracting traffic, attracting the right customer.
Mhm.
So obviously, once you have the customer, then we're having a different conversation. Like, what does your follow-up process look like? What does your nurture process look like,
Mm.
right? What are you sending them? How do you keep pouring into them? How do you stay omnipresent with them? But right now we're like, okay, how do we get these people in here? How do we get them to register and give us their contact information? So Andy, man, we're happy to certainly jump on another call with you and see if we can, help you with some of that stuff, you and your partner. I know we've spoken with both you and Bill, so we'll love to jump on another call.
Yes.
All right, sir. But I think Glenn just gave you a couple tips anyway, right there. Just maybe minimize things a little bit. If there's too much, a confused mind will not do anything.
Yes.
Okay, you want to simplify life, just like we showed you with that real estate funnel. When people
Yes.
come to that page, there's only one thing they can do. All right, awesome. Who else has a question?
I did so earlier in the chat. I think it was Trisha. Trisha, you want to go ahead and unmic yourself, or you want me to just go ahead and read it?
Well, what's a chat anyway? Before we go, I'm just kidding, messing with you. The chat. It's all good. All right.
No, but
So
I think Trisha said this. She asked about 2 free things. So landing page, tell them about yourself. Okay, so okay, I think I understood your question. So the first page is the one that you're gonna give them either a presentation about yourself, an ebook, a PDF, right? Of what is that you do and how can you do it for them. That's the first step. Okay, now in the second step is the one that you tell them about yourself. And then you get to brag about your services, about who you are, what is that you do, who do you help, and how can you do it for them. And then also offer in the second page something for free as a free strategy section, or a free consultation, or a free listing appointment. So you always want to give so you can build value and start building a relationship. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, just
thank
remember.
you.
Awesome.
I apologize. I'm riding in the car, so I was just chatting a little bit. I was actually in a parking lot when I was typing that in. I was trying to question. I know I was understanding that you put something in to get their email address, and in exchange for that, you give them something for free, and then it would bring them to the landing page. And I was trying to understand. Then you give them something free again at the landing page. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you
So
for
think
that.
about in your business, anything that you could do that is not going to hurt your business, anything that you could get them for free, you go around that and then you offer that to them.
Well, and the second thing can also be it could be a strategy call.
Boom.
Like, right, if somebody wants to learn more about your business, I know Ruben's on here, and Ruben sells insurance, right? So maybe someone jumps on a specific page that says, hey, learn how to save, you want to save $500 a month plus on your insurance policy. They go there, here's your 3-step, 5 steps to do that, whatever it is, right? They go there and now they get that tool. And then the next page is, hey, here's all the information about Ruben. If you'd
Mhm.
like to jump on a 15-minute strategy call to learn more about this, just use this. If not, have an awesome rest of your day. But now he has the email and he's continuing to send them stuff. So it's a process. But again, you're not going to be on the second page like, hey, yeah, sign up for the insurance. They're not quite there yet in most cases. I mean, some people will be, but most people won't. And that's where that funnel we showed you earlier, that shows you at the top, you start off and you have to slowly, as you go deeper and deeper, you build more trust with people.
Thank you. That
So,
totally
all right.
makes sense. I
Great
appreciate that.
question. Yeah, absolutely. Great question. And we'll talk about this right here because this is the workshop we have coming up. Okay.
Yes.
And the first step is we're really going to work with some, the people in this workshop. We're going to first craft your message for you, help you determine your message, determine your avatar, craft that message. And then Glenn's going to work with you to actually help you market it the right way and get it in front of the right people. And then the thing that we're doing as a bonus now, if you go to Grant's office, you can go to grantcardone.com right now and go and price out a marketing execution workshop. It's $5,000. It's $5,000. I know it says 65. Their site says 65, but they always do it for 5,000. We're both certified trainers, coaches.
Yes.
So if you go take that workshop, you're going to have someone like me or Dave Robards or Todd or Glenn teaching it. Well, we're doing it right now. Plus, we're giving you a full two-step custom funnel, built to you for only $14.97. That's the offer right now on this webinar. So if you want to take advantage of that, I mean, you can go to this 10x, David's 10xevents.com, or Sam will drop a link in the chat to take advantage, or as Glenn says, the chat, to take advantage of that. So that's for you guys on the webinar. Otherwise, the VIP, you're going to save $500 by taking the action today, right now. That's the bottom line. You can wait if you were like, hey, I don't care about $500. I'll pay that. That's fine. You can wait a little while, but if you want to take advantage of the discount, you can do it right now. Any other questions we have before, and then I'll ask Glenn if you want to add anything to what I just said. Any other questions? Yeah, Victor.
Yeah, so I'm going to see you guys, of course, in Massachusetts. And then I believe I also signed up for your class on the 11th and 12th of April.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess the building the funnel, is it done at that class or is that done at a separate event?
Yeah, great question. It's actually separate. There's two separate calls because we couldn't do that. Obviously, it's a workshop with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So after the workshop, there's going to be 2 additional 90-minute calls.
Yeah.
And those 90-minute calls are actually set up to not just teach you how to use the funnel, but talk about the funnel and help you make the funnel more effective. And then Glenn and his team will actually work with you on creating the funnel.
Okay.
One-on-one.
And then, of course, I texted you, or in the chat, I put in my website. So maybe you guys can take a look at it. That website I learned to build from taking a Ty Lopez class.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty decent, but again, I think a landing page is going to do me better at first. So that's why I need your guys' guidance, man. It's your business, and
Amen, man. And I'll tell you what, we used to, even the webinars, like just using the page we have now, we get more registrations. I work with a lot of real estate agents. You can go check out our scripts page. Sam, if you want to drop the link in the chat, this is one of our best performing landing pages. And it's just free scripts for real estate agents. That's it. Like free scripts. Go here. There's only one thing they can do is download the free scripts. There's nothing else. It doesn't talk about how great I am or how long I've been in business. It's nothing. It's free scripts. And then what happens? They give us their email address, and now we can continue to give them stuff. We can continue to pour into them. But before doing any of this stuff, like if you're just gonna go, you can go on Upwork and find somebody to build you a funnel for $500, and that's what you're gonna get, a $500 funnel or landing page. And we're gonna teach you we're gonna teach you how to use the thing.
Yes.
How to create it, how to write it, the content, the message, everything. That's what this workshop does. You can, once you take this workshop, you're going to be like, wow, you're going to think that you're going to see marketing different. So that's the opportunity we have for you guys today.
Well, and that's one thing, guys, and of course, that's why it's great to hire other people to do your plumbing or do your mechanic work. But if you take classes on plumbing and take classes on being a mechanic, you can at least know the plumber and the mechanic is not going to take advantage of you.
Love that, Victor.
So
And that's
that's
something
what
that I tell.
that's
something that I tell business owners, entrepreneurs. I tell them, listen, learn it, know it, right? So when you hire somebody, you know exactly what to expect. So great.
Bro, I'm not buying that, bro. I'm not learning plumbing, bro. That's one area I'm gonna trust the plumber, and I'm moving on, bro. I don't know about your I know what you're saying, but your example, man, maybe you're my man. I'm messing with you. But listen, we all understand exactly what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna have somebody build a CRM for me, I want to know how to use that CRM, right? Like I want to know the effectiveness of what it's supposed to do. Same thing with this funnel. You want to know what the funnel is supposed to do. And I know too many people that have people going out there building landing pages for them, building funnels, and they're not even sure what they're getting in the end. And there was one I looked at, a real estate agent had a decent funnel or a decent landing page. And once the person got there, the button to push said list with me. And he was wondering why. He's like, I've had this for 3 months. I paid someone to do it for me and I get no leads. Yeah, because you're bringing people there. And then when they go there, you're asking them to get married.
Right away.
Like nobody's coming there to list with you. They're coming there to get a free document or something, not list with me. And it was such a little difference. And once he changed that, it made all the difference.
Love that, man. Love that.
Yeah. So we got a couple minutes. Any final thoughts? We got 5 minutes. We keep these to an hour or less. Anybody else? Thank you, by the way, Tricia, for the question. Thank you, Victor. Appreciate you jumping in as always. Andy, good to see you again, sir. Thank you. Anybody else? Hey, we got 2 Hannibals on here. That's Hannibal's not a very common name, so wondering if yeah, interesting. That's cool. Anybody else? Terrence,
Hey,
I
what's up,
see
Dave?
somebody just unmiked. What up, man? How's it going?
Been good. It's been a while since I've seen you on Clubhouse and everything, but I've been good.
Yeah, man. Well, we're still just not as much as we used to be, but absolutely we're popping in and out. Used to do a ton of Clubhouse, man. So yeah, absolutely. Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Any questions or?
You guys did a wonderful job.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So Sam, did you drop the link in the chat or the chat for everybody so that they can? Yeah, actually you did. So there's your link. Again, take advantage of this now.
Yes.
If some of you need some of you like, listen, I still have more questions. I'm not quite there yet, which we get. We're happy to jump on a call with you, Glenn and I together, and see whatever questions you have, make you feel more comfortable. The other thing, I'm going to guarantee this is going to be emailed to you. This is recorded right now. We tell everybody, if you go through this 2-day workshop with us and then say that was not a good use of my time, then we will reimburse you your money. Whatever
100%.
you paid will be reimbursed 100%. Like you're going to be like, wow, okay, the last workshop, you can go to our sales page or our funnel page and see the testimonials on there.
Yes.
People were saying I probably should have paid the whole $5,000. I feel like I didn't pay enough. That's what somebody said. So anyway, any final thoughts, Glenn, before we wrap it up?
Yes, I just want to say something real quick. If you are not getting the results that you desire from your marketing and you keep doing the same thing, you're going to end up with the same results. So if you want to have a better results of your marketing, and not only in your marketing, this is actually in your life. If you're doing something and you're getting the results that you don't want, you have to change it. And this is the opportunity that we're bringing to you right now. Take advantage of this. You will not regret it. This will put your business to a whole different level. Wishing you the best of success.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure we put this up again for you guys. Again, today only. Not only, and the other thing you get is you get our February. We're going to give you February access to the February workshop, all the recordings. So that's the second workshop. Now, once you have these video recordings, by the way, you can share these with your team You can rewatch them. You can use them for retraining. Like this is legitimate. I'm not sending you a link with a Google Drive. We're sending you a custom built membership where you can watch each specific video.
Yes.
So I just want to let you guys know that's what you get with us when you go through one of these workshops. So just want to say thank you guys for being here today. Appreciate you. Again, the link's in the chat. If you have questions, reach out to me, Glenn. We're happy to jump on, support you in making a decision. And thank you. That's it. That's all I can say is thank you for being here. We'll be back next week with another webinar. And Glenn, anything you want to say to wrap it up?
That's it. Wishing you guys the best of success, health, and wealth, and go ahead and be the best version of yourself.
All right, brother. Appreciate
Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome. See you guys.